I really thought it was going to be called off. But it's not. We are moving forward. We started stimming last Friday, and the first day was great. On Saturday night, not so great. We did Friday in my arm, and then on Saturday we did it in my thigh again, but my thigh got a pretty big bump that was just swelling up. It was so red, it was so hot, it was so tight. So we decided not to do any more leg injections. We have been doing it in the arm ever since. I am a little apprehensive to do it in the leg again. Let's stick with the arm. Since we started stimming, I never had any issues with the Lupron, but now that we've added the stimulation meds, they sting a little, but all in all, it hasn't been that bad. I think really it's the same needle, but for some reason I feel like it doesn't hurt as much. It goes in smoother. I don't know. Maybe it's just in my head. I've been tired. I've had some pretty bad headaches, but really, I guess you'll have to ask Andy, but I don't think I've been extra grumpy or moody or, I don't know. That's just my opinion. He may say something different. I haven't had any bruising or no real physical damage. Stimming's going fine. I am eager to be done with nightly injections, but I know it's worth it. So, and then Monday I went in for blood work, for the first round of blood work since starting the Stims. And then that afternoon the nurse called to tell me what my estrogen level was, and it was only at 50. So they took our medications and they increased them a bit. They took us from 2 vials of Menopur to 3, and they took us from 150 units of Gonal F to 225. Tuesday, did blood work. We got the call that afternoon and we were at 78. So it was not the increase that they were hoping for. Honestly, I don't know what the level is supposed to be at. Tuesday, when the nurse called and told me my level was at 78, she said if we were not at 100 or above by the next day, they were probably going to call the cycle. So Wednesday, did blood work, came home, and it's agonizing every single day when you do these blood work tests and you come home and you just have to wait for that phone call. I haven't gotten a whole lot done this week because I can't focus on anything but waiting on that phone call and not knowing if we're going to do an injection that night or if the cycle is going to get called off. So it's rough not having a clue from day to day to day. Wednesday, we did our blood work and she called later on. We were up to 120, so cycle was still going. Thursday, we did blood work and an ultrasound. The ultrasound was our first since we started stimming, and I was pretty nervous to see if we had any follicles growing since our number had been kind of low with the blood work all week. So once she was done with the ultrasound, I sat up and first thing I asked was, how many do we have? She said we had 7. So we were excited about 7. I know it's not a huge number, but it's 7. So considering I only have 1 ovary, I'll take 7. She gave me measurements on the 4 largest, and they were 12, 11, and then 2 10 millimeter follicles, and she said they looked healthy. Awesome. She also told me about the cyst that I had surgery on a couple weeks ago, and she said it's definitely smaller. It was a 5.9 centimeter cyst before the surgery, and now she said it was a 4.1, so it's significantly smaller, but unfortunately it is still there. Yesterday afternoon, a phone call came in. Level was up to 166. We're still pushing forward. Hasn't been called yet. So now we get to today. We went in for another early morning appointment. We had blood work and an ultrasound again. And after the ultrasound, I said, well, are they growing? And she said yeah, and they had all grown 1 millimeter since yesterday. So it's not great growth. It's not a lot of growth, but it's growth. So she said they look healthy. We're still moving forward, and that makes me happy. I finally got the phone call this afternoon from the nurse, and we are at 292. I'm pretty sure it's still below where we need to be, or where we should be, but it's 292. It almost doubled since yesterday. So this was our biggest jump all week, and I got off the phone and just cried because it's been a really rough week. It's every single day questioning if this cycle was going to get called off it's been hard. But today, for the first time in the week, there were happy tears. They haven't called it off yet. We will do another injection tonight and go for blood work and an ultrasound again tomorrow morning, and hopefully that number starts climbing to where it needs to be, and those little follicles start growing and growing and growing and growing and getting where they need to be, and they all stay healthy and they all stick around. And that means like 2.5 weeks we're going to be doing pregnancy tests, and hopefully it's positive.